Today we're just going to give you a quick run through on how to install a leak detection unit onto an Actaris flow meter. As you can see, it's a very simple process. All you need for the job is a pair of side cutters, a 13mm socket, a flat screwdriver and a magnet. The first thing that you need to do when you get to your flow meter is quite often there's a little black tab over the top of this section here. Simply put your screwdriver in and break that tab off. That reveals a threaded hole. Get a small screwdriver and clean out that hole, blowing all the sand and debris out of there that may fit in. It's very important that the screw can screw all the way into the bottom. On the pulse lead provided, you'll see that there's different locating lugs, one here, and one on the underside here. These correspond to the locating lugs on the flow meter here, here and here. To put the unit on, you simply sit it flat on top of the flow meter and clip him into position. When it's in the right position, you'll see that it lines up parallel with that gap with the numbers. After that, simply take the nylon locating screw, place that in, and fix it into position. When it's correctly in position, if you have a look, there should be no gap underneath the pulse lead. It should be sitting down flush on the underside of the meter. Once this is completed, using the flexible nylon tube provided, just zip tie it back nice and firm so that it doesn't attract any attention and have the minimum amount of wire exposed to prevent damage from such as birds and foxes. The leak detection units are provided with a short length of just 3/4 gauge pipe. So in a normal situation, just using a normal sledgehammer, you bang that pipe into the ground. The unit has a corresponding fixing point. So once you've got your pipe into the desired depth, just slide that over using your 13mm socket. Simply just tighten. Once you've got it to a roughly tight position, using your iPhone or a compass, you can use the compass app on your phone and you can find which way is north. So once you've worked out where north is, you can point the unit in that direction and tighten up fully. The pipe may sit a little bit loose in the ground, but it does firm up shortly after installation. Generally, with the leak detection units, you'll find that there'll be 2 leads. If the unit's being sent to you, generally the lead without the plug is the one that you need. So with the other end of the pulse lead, simply plug in to the leak detection unit, screw up until it's firm, ensuring that the plug is done up properly. And then, using the zip ties provided, zip tie the cables nice and tight to the pole. It's important that there's no loose flapping cables, as these attract attention for birds and foxes. Using the provided flexible nylon tubing, push it as far up to the M12 plug as you can and zip tie in place. Any excess cable between the leak detection unit and the water meter can just be buried. Then, using side cutters, trim the zip ties and you're done with that part. Now, once the unit is in position, taking the magnet, you can place that in position and place it over the unit. You'll see that blue lights will be activated. If the blue lights are flashing, simply hold in place until the lights become solid blue. This forces the unit to upload and connect. If you watch the succession of lights on there, they should flash blue after a short while, and then hopefully they'll turn green, which is a sign that's had a successful upload. If the lights flash red, it's an indication generally that there's not enough phone signal, so you may need to consider going up a taller pole. Once you've unpacked your box and installed your leak detection unit, you'll find in the box there's a partially completed installation report. Most of it's been filled out, so just check that the details are correct, and the areas you need to worry about are the areas in yellow. So if you can fill in a high volume alert, whether the unit's in full sun or partial sun, if you can get the GPS coordinates, which are achievable off of your phone on the compass app, and then take a meter reading, the time that you took the meter, and whether or not you recorded fast flow or whether the meter's even on. Do this for each of the meters, and then you can either take a picture of the form and text it back to me, or fax it, or scan and email it, whatever is your preference. If you fill these forms out and return them to me, I can enter the meter readings onto the system, and then viewable on your graphs will be actual live meter readings. You can then compare those to any SA water accounts that you get sent through.